Somebody called me one time, they said, they called me Peter, and said, if you ever change your name, Denise, change it to Peter, because you're the one that always climbs out of the boat. And I think that was the best compliment I've ever received in my entire life. It shocked me, but I realized that, yeah, I am. I'll climb out, but I would rather be the one that climbed out, sunk, and got back, and everybody's handed me a towel and tell them about my amazing experience than the one that just stood there and watched it all happen. I can't do that. My name's Denise Parton, and I lead the prayer team ministry here at The Experience. God blessed me 4 times over with daughters, so I am the mother of 4, 3 older, and then a big surprise, 8 years ago, I got the beautiful Journey Grace, my daughter, who I'm raising now, and she's wonderful, a definite gift of God, evidence of how much He loves me. In the prayer ministry, one thing that we teach is prayer and spiritual gifts, and I think one of my spiritual gifts is the gift of faith, but it was one that I had asked for even as a child, not realizing what I was doing at that time. My dad was a missionary down to Mexico, and my mom would wear a necklace. It was a pendant, and it was a mustard seed behind a magnifying glass because the mustard seed is so small. And it intrigued me, and she quoted the verse that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, that you could say to this mountain, go jump in the lake, and it would go in the lake. So that intrigued me. So literally every night before bed I would pray. There was a mountain in the distance from where we lived, and I would pray that that mountain would move and go into the ocean. And so every morning I would get up and I'd go out and look, and it was still there. And I wasn't, I was never disappointed thinking that, oh, that's not true. What I would think was, wow, my faith isn't that big. I always felt that there was something more, and 12 years ago, it took me back to a time when I prayed that prayer again, and I asked God for faith that can move mountains. I wanted it again, not realizing the magnitude of what I was praying, that He would call me into a life of faith, extreme faith. That's when, like I think in the Bible where He says He calls you into the desert and speaks kindly to you. Because out of that place, out of that desert experience, you get to see His majesty. And when He lets you leave that desert, that's where your vineyard of fruitfulness comes from. But I think over the years of living by faith and that manna principle and that daily dependence on God has created an intimacy with Him. That's my life source. I can't imagine life day to day without relying and leaning on Him and having that faith.